Hello everyone, it's Sabal again from Volvo Streams. Continuing Microsoft Excel tutorial, which is the sub-series of Microsoft Office. Let me give you the brief introduction about this series in which we are covering three major parts of Microsoft Office, which is the Microsoft PowerPoint, Word and Excel. And you can get complete information on these videos and tutorials on our website, which is www.volvotech.com. And on this website you can get some additional resources as well, along with the videos and tutorials. Now before we start with our today's section, let me give you the recap of our previous tutorial, in which we covered or we saw some part of the Microsoft Excel. That includes the ribbon at the top, in which we saw different controls through which we can edit the page layout. We can insert different representations like charts, bars and graphs. And we also covered the quick access bar, which is right at the top. And we saw how we can customize it. We saw how we can add or remove the controls as per our preferences. Apart from this, we also saw the formulas, in which we have some predefined formulas, and we talked about how we can also create our own formulas in order to manipulate our data. But we yet have to see how we can do that, and we will see them in the future tutorials, how we can create our own formulas to manipulate data. Now we also covered the different sections on the spreadsheet. For example, these columns and rows, and we also discussed about multiple spreadsheets in one workbook. And I also show you how you can add more sheets in order to have more data into your workbook. Today I would like to start with workbook, which is the main reason why we use MS Excel at first place. The basic idea is to create spreadsheets. Now, before I show you how you can create the workbook, let's get to know what a workbook is in terms of Microsoft Excel. So workbook can be referred to as a container that contains the worksheet and the data that has been stored in the worksheets. Here we have to understand that workbook is the name given to the file that user save in Excel, and these are used for creating spreadsheets where users can add tables, charts, graphs, and so forth. So basically we are talking about this place over here. This is known as a spreadsheet, and the complete file which we're gonna save, it's known as workbook. Now one workbook can have multiple spreadsheets, which you can see over here, and when we create the file, we call it as a workbook, and in which we have multiple spreadsheets. So this is the basics of workbook, and how we can create one is simple. Simply go to your menu bar, search for Microsoft Excel, click on that, and the first screen you will see is this, in which you have the blank worksheet over here. After you have this screen, you can also go over here to this is the backstage of your Excel, and I told you about this in my first tutorial, how we can access it and what kind of information this backstage has, and we will also look into it more in detail in our future tutorials. So over here you can see it's new, in which you have multiple options. It gives you the option of creating a blank workbook in which you will not have anything in your worksheet. It will be blank, just simply blank columns and rows in which you have to add or insert data by yourself. And we have templates, sample templates. When you go there, it gives you the most common templates which are used nowadays. That depends on the kind of job or the kind of work you're gonna do with your worksheet. Now we have billing statement, we have pressure tracker, expense report, loan amortization, personal monthly budget, sales report, and time card. Now you must be wondering why we do have these templates. The advantage of having these templates is, once if you want to make a sales report, you do not have to create your what you can say is you don't have to insert the data. It comes with the pre-installed data already, which you can edit, or which you can insert into more data as per your requirement. But now that's up to you totally, like what kind of a job you're performing, what kind of document you're making, what kind of data you're keeping. That depends on you. I'll start with the blank workbook, which is simple as that. Now we already covered the vertical representation is column, and the horizontal is known as the rows. Okay, so this part is pretty straightforward. We saw how we can create the new workbook, which is very easy. Let me show you how we can open the recent workbooks. We can go to recent, and we can have the list of the workbooks, which in this case I already have a lot of them. If you don't have, you can also browse through them, which does file opener. When you click on that, it gives you these things, and I have a bunch of folders over here. But if, for example, if I had this sales tracker over here, which I can show you, it's loading. There you go. It's a worksheet over here. It's a sample data which I have just to show you. Now this is the recent, or you can open it from your file opener, and you can simply just click on, just choose the file and open it. And this is how you can browse through different worksheet or the spreadsheets in your workbook. Now this file over here, it's your workbook, and under that you have different spreadsheets which have different titles over here. So this is how you can open and navigate through different worksheets. The next thing I want to talk about is the compatibility mode, because sometimes you may have to work with workbooks that were created in earlier versions of Microsoft Excel, such as Excel 2003 or 2000. When you open these type of workbooks, they will appear in compatibility mode, and that will come somewhere over here, in which you will see actually what happens is, in the compatibility mode you do not have complete options. You cannot manipulate the data, you cannot represent the data as you can in the current version. So the compatibility mode disables certain features due to its older version, so you will only be able to access commands found in the program that was used to create the workbook. For example, if you open a workbook created in Excel 2003, you can only use tabs and commands found in Excel 2003. It will not show you the commands from 2007 or 10. Now you must be wondering, what if you have the workbooks from 2003 and you want to use the commands from 2010 or 2007? Well, the good news is you can do that. The Excel provides you that option, and that comes over here. Whenever you open any older version of the workbook, it will give you the option of convert a workbook over here. And we have to do this with a little care, as converting a file may cause some changes to the original layout of the workbook. So when you click on the backstage, which is coming over here from file, to access the backstage, you just have to locate the command which says convert command, and when you click on that, it will take a few seconds or minutes, that depends on the data in the workbook, and that will convert it to your current version. So that's how you can use the current commands on your workbook. Okay, so today we learned how we can create the new workbooks, and how we can open the recent workbooks or the already in our system workbooks, and how we can use different templates such as this one, and how we can navigate through different spreadsheets in one workbook. So quick recap, a workbook is a container in which you have a multiple or you can have multiple spreadsheets, and you can open the new workbook from your file tab, which is the backstage of your Excel, and under new tab you can have different templates and the blank workbook over here. And if you need to open the recent workbooks from the system, you can simply click on recent, or if somewhere in your computer, simply click on open, and you can choose any file or any workbook you would like to open. We also learned how we can see how we can check the compatibility, how we can convert the older version in the worksheet. So next time, in the next tutorial, we will see how to create or insert data, how we can show them in different columns, how to give them different colors and representation. Till then, stay tuned and do not forget to subscribe, and do visit volvotech.com for additional resources. We'll be providing you guys with additional resources and some additional material that will help you a lot in learning Microsoft Excel. So till then, stay tuned and take care.